As per tradition, the TM Light Series makes its usual stop to Portland, and Wyatt Castle took the pole in car number 40. Castle in his very distinctive yellow, red, and white McWendy King car get a pretty good start over outside poleman Kurt Reynolds in one of the DeGarmo cars. That's Dylan Buchanan, the 00 looking hungry for the lead there. Buchanan, the Scotsman's gonna go for it, and it looks like he's gonna get it. Oh, Castle up on the curbs, but it looked like Buchanan had the right line going through there anyway. Looking at the back of the field, that's Lane Cranston coming together with Ashley Tucker in the 12, Takumi Nagata in the 54. Looked like he just cut over on him. And Nagata, looked like Nagata squeezed Tucker over, and Lane Cranston paid the price for it, and Nagata, errant as always, takes Tucker off as well, and it looks like the 54 and the 14 are both going to be out. We got Rhoda off in the background, as we're looking at Friedrich Jaeger in the 73 car, one of the Melrose Racing Team entries. Trying to work his way up from a lowly grid position here. Looking at James Hewitt, who has actually missed the start, had to head of the pits, and car 155 rejoined in a pretty awkward spot, actually. Hewitt had a pretty good car in qualifying and in practice. Hector Serrano, the car number 1, who's been leading the championship, is running... Oh! Serrano not running all that well, running in the back. Ingrid Hadeland introduces herself to Richard Scott in car number 4 by braking way too late, as you can see right there. Hadeland has been having a very on and off season. Looking at Holiday Jr. in the 8. Oh, as he gets center punched by Luke Ocean, and Craig Janser looked like he was caught off guard by Jack Dempsey. So now we're back up here with the popular Korean joker Han Young-sung in the 71 car, as he goes by Ross Carter, making his way through the field. Ocean 134, the EV Racing entry. The HMO3 sponsored car brings it into the pits. Wyatt Castle is slowly stalking Dylan Buchanan in the 00 car. Castle looks like he's just holding station. Is he going to pit? Yes, looks like he is. He's slowing. That's a scheduled pit stop. He pits 1 lap early. And everyone else looks like they're pitting 1 lap after Castle, lap 13. And the lack of pit lane traffic is going to really help Castle and Buchanan. And whoa, Castle throws it in a bit too hard into the festival chicane, which, as we've seen, sometimes looks like the morning after chicane, but that's a story for another time. As Castle is now he's closing in on Dylan Buchanan, entering the festival chicane. There's Hewitt in front of both of them. Of course, Hewitt off cycle, obviously, after having to pit when the rest of the field's taking the green flag doesn't exactly help your case, in Hewitt's case. But now we got Castle challenging Dylan Buchanan. I don't think he's going to be able to make that one stick. Nope, he's going to have to fall back in line. He's not giving up, though, is Castle. Buchanan hits the curbs. He tries to squeeze Castle out, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to it. Castle's in the right place at the right time, and Dylan Buchanan is going to have to surrender the lead and move Wyatt Castle to the lead of the race here in that very distinctive 40 car. Meanwhile, we got a pretty good battle here for 25th with Josh Marshall. Janser into the back of Zavala, and there goes the 0 car. Michael Humphreys at the wheel of that car. Now here we have, there's the race leader, yellow 40 car. There's Buchanan, then it's Reynolds, then that's Boreanaz, then it's Ike Durbin, then Messena there, and you saw him chasing Dan Richards. Brinson went by. Melrose having a pretty good day. Gerald Johnson off of his good run at Sonoma, and the rest of the field following through. You can see also here the relative gaps between everyone in the field right at this current moment. Hector Serrano is up to 34th after qualifying quite miserably, and that car is not handling or braking to his liking, as he nearly wiped himself out there in the festival chicane. Of course, we have the temporary wall here with the TM Lights race, the Champ cars, and they just take that wall down. Here is Castle now, as he is going through some lap traffic, the lap traffic being Ashley Tucker. Tucker getting in the way a bit of Buchanan, and that's going to really help Castle's case, because look at the gap he's already putting on Dylan Buchanan, who is going to fall into the clutches of Kurt Reynolds, it looks like. Reynolds, easily, I think, one of the fastest drivers we've seen in this series for a while, is Buchanan getting held up by Tucker. Tucker not paying attention at all in one of the 3 Lynx women's team cars. Castle's pitting. The leader is pit, and Buchanan is boxed in behind Tucker, who is really spatially challenged today, it looks like, as Boreanaz tries to set up Buchanan as well, so Buchanan might lose 3rd here. So, looks like I don't think Dylan Buchanan is going to be giving Ashley Tucker any Christmas presents this year, as Boreanaz into the back of Buchanan, as Buchanan decides to stay out for some unfathomable reason, as Tucker pits the 12, and these are all scheduled pit stops, mind you. I think Buchanan made an error by not coming into the pits with Boreanaz. I think he might rue that decision. Kurt Reynolds and the rest of the field and everyone else pits lap 25 for their second and, we believe, final time. I'd be surprised if anyone ran out of fuel from here. As Wyatt Castle in the 40 reasserts his dominance, as he has really begun to pull away from the field. He's kind of had everyone covered ever since they unloaded. This 40 car was just really fast, and Wyatt Castle just has a really good feel for this racetrack. Dan Richards running up in 13th. This is, do believe, the only car in the field without any kind of factory support. Granted, there's not too much factory support for the TM Lights cars, but they do get a little bit. That's the only car that doesn't. He was last time by running in 16th. Of course, that was during when pit stops were cycling through. This is the car that's actually running in 16th place. Melrose 67 car. Ridman's in the pits in the 68 car. He was running in the points. There is Rhoda rejoining. Of course, Rhoda spun off on the first lap, all on his own. As Ridman pits the 68. That is one of the Team Timothy cars. Teammate, of course, to 00 car. As Gabe Messena is all over the place in car number 3. He is running in 8th. I don't think he wanted to exactly set himself up for Claire Aussier to make a dive on him. Aussier, of course, better part of Valley there. Aussier decides to dive bomb turn 1 instead. That nearly ended in tears. The French-Canadian made a couple Master Cup starts for the Lynx Racing team, but not really showed the speed there either. In fact, she's been a bit off this year in this category as well, as Reynolds is slowing in the 88 car, so Kurt Reynolds encountering some difficulties, and it looks like those look like fairly terminal problems. Big disappointment for Kurt Reynolds, driving for Owen DeGarmo. However, Wyatt Castle was pretty much unstoppable, and without any serious competition, he ran away with the race, and Wyatt Castle took the win at Portland, leading 15 of the 32 laps and asserting his dominance quite easily there, with Buffy Boreanaz and Ike Durbin completing the podium. Dylan Buchanan had to settle for 4th after a good battle late in the race with Ike Durbin. Matt Brinson rounds out the top 5. Messena, Adams, Thurston Blood, former champion, Gerald Johnson, and Dan Richards round out the top 10 in this race. And Dylan Buchanan's 4th place gave him the lead in the Drivers' Championship. It's a narrow lead over Hector Serrano, who had an awful race today. Serrano's not really been on his was not really on his A game all weekend, but the Mexican will have to keep up some good finishes, meaning not the ones we saw from him here today, if he's going to be a legitimate title threat. Next time the TM Lights will be in action will be at the Milwaukee Mile in Wisconsin.